What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the FallenRedZeo. I'm back with more Power Rangers Lightning collections. This time we have Wave 9, which is a cool wave here, where we have the Mighty Morphin Tanga Warrior, In Space Black Ranger, Lost Galaxy Blue Ranger, and SPD Green Ranger. So 4 more cool looking figures to add to our collection and continue to build out some of our teams. So of course we already have some SPD, we have some Lost Galaxy, have some Space, and then of course Tanga Warrior just goes with all our other Mighty Morphin figures. So I pre-ordered this wave and it just arrived from Target. So I'm glad I finally got more Power Ranger figures to look at, and I hope you are as well. So let me go ahead and open these and we'll check them out together. So starting off with the Tanga Warrior, which was introduced in Season 3 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers by Rito Revolto. When Rito arrived at the moon base, he brought eggs and planted them on the moon that hatched into the Tanga Warriors. And of course we also saw them as the Tengu Warriors in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, and they were created by Ivan Ooze. He just hawked up a loogie and spit it and it turned into the Tanga Warriors. So that's where they were first introduced, and then they carried the costumes over and everything into Season 3 of Mighty Morphin. But it looks pretty cool overall. It's a big hefty figure. Like, I was surprised how heavy the box was when I got it. And of course this is also a figure that's hard to find. Like, I've been finding the other 3 figures of this wave everywhere, but I haven't been able to find any Tengas, so I had to wait for my pre-order to come in. Of course the Tengas replace the putties, so it's like an army builder, so people want a bunch of these to build up a Tenga army. So these are currently hard to find in stores and everything, which is unfortunate. Like I said, first picking up the box, it surprised me how heavy it was, because it is a big thick character, so it actually has a lot of weight to it, and I really like the look of it overall. So Tanga Warriors are just giant bird-like warriors. Of course you can see it like the face, so they have the big beak on the front, and I like, of course, all the purple and stuff, but nice big beak on the front. Of course their little beady eyes there, and a bird-like face, and then feathers everywhere, so hair going to the back that looks feathers around the neck, arms and legs going down with fur all over it, but they're supposed to be like feather designs. And then it's got some purple armor, so again, them being created by Ivan Ooze makes more sense that they have purple, but by the show it doesn't really matter that much. But they do have the purple chest plate going into the purple underwear, and then the purple shin guards. Then they have big claw-like hands, but like birds, they do have 3-toed feet with the big claws on them. So overall it looks pretty good, and I like how they're kind of positioned, so they're always like kind of crouched a little bit. So the basic standing position has a little crouch to it down at the legs and stuff, so I like that as well. But the movements, its head can twist around. If you kind of force it, you'd probably get it twist all the way around, but it can get pretty much just to the sides there because of this collar piece around the neck. Looking up and down, you'll just barely any, so you can go that far up, that far downward, so not a whole lot of range in there. Shoulders come up 90 degrees, and we have a butterfly joint, and they can rotate all the way around. We have bicep twist, a single elbow joint that only bends to 90 degrees. Then we get the wrist that can twist around, and there is flex into it, but the fur and stuff comes down too far, so you can't really get the hands to flex or anything, but there are the joints in there. We have an ab crunch and twist right at the midsection there, so you can crunch that far forward, that far back, so good crunching back in there, and can twist all the way around, and has some tilt side to side. And then we get the lower crunch that's normal for the Power Rangers, so you can get it even further forward and even further back there, so really nice movements. The hips come up 90 degrees out to the side that far, thigh twist all the way around, a double knee joint, which is kind of stiff on these figures, but we can get it to bend up at least that far in the back there, so not too bad. And then the foot can flex back and forth, but this one is super stiff, but this one's pretty good, so it can flex back and forth, twist side to side, and it is on a ball joint, so it can twist all the way around. And I forgot to mention the paint job on this. So on the purple armor, it does have a nice gold paint on the front of it, which looks nice, but then the body itself has a nice metallic like green on it, so you can see it there on its legs, a little bit there around the neck and up on the front of the head and stuff. So I like that they added some of that shiny green into it as well. Just makes it look really cool. But the Tenga also comes with a bunch of accessories, so we get a bunch of feather accessories. So we get 4 different sizes of feathers. So we have real short feathers, a little bit longer feathers, even longer feathers, and then longer and more wider feathers. So each of these go in specific places. So if you can see on the little peg designs here, we have a right and a left, and then they have like a little notch cut out. So each one has a different design, and each one can only go in specific spots. So like for these 2 here can only go in like the front. So you can either have a really large feather or the second smallest, and you can just choose either one you want at the front of the arm. So I of course like the longer one, so let's go and put the longer one. And the arms have these little slots underneath there, so you just peg them right in there, and so it just slides in like that, so it just kind of hangs off there. And for the upper bicep, we get either the second longest or the shortest to choose from. So I assume you can do the 2 shortest ones if you want them to not take up too much space. But I like how it gives you that option, so if you do want me to build these, you can kind of like mix and match whatever you want to make each one a little bit different. But I'll go and put the long one on this side. But just so you can see comparison, I put the long ones on the left side and the shorter ones on the right side there, so you can see just the size difference. So however you want to show the wings off. I don't like this one as much because I think the bicep wings are just way too big and everything, but if you bend it up like that, it gives you much more room there, and so I think it looks pretty good that way. I do kind of like it that way because I'll probably have the arms bent like this, you know, it'd be more like they're flapping and everything. So I do probably want the long wings on both sides. So there I got the long wings on both of those, but we also get some additional hands. So we have 2 fist hands if you don't want the open like claw hands. We have 2 fists, and then we also get an egg accessory, which I don't really know what the egg is for. Like, I assume by the pictures and stuff, it looks like they're throwing it, so it could be like a bomb type weapon or just something they throw. But I couldn't really find any examples of this, of them like using eggs. Like I mentioned earlier, Rito brought eggs and planted them, and they hatched from eggs, so I don't know if it's supposed to be like that eggs, but I know like by the picture and stuff, it shows them throwing them. And as you can see, it does have holes in this, so I assume you can pop it onto its finger. So if it wants to be able to hold it a little bit easier, just take and stick it onto one of its sharp claws and it can hold the egg. I don't really know exactly where or how it's supposed to hold it, but you can just slide it on a claw so it can actually hold it a little bit easier. And to go with that as well, we also get an effect, so you can take this effect and just kind of wrap it around on the egg there. So it's like the egg is on fire, has some electricity to it or something, so the Tenga can throw it. And that there does look pretty awesome overall for the Tenga. Like I said, it'd be nice if these were in stores more, so you could buy a couple of them to have at least a little bit of an army, but unfortunately they're hard to find. And next up we have the In-Space Black Ranger, and this looks pretty cool. So another Space Ranger to add to our team, and he looks awesome here, but your pretty standard Power Ranger, you know, has the exact same outfit of all the other In-Space Rangers, just obviously in black this time. So the shiny black helmets, you can see all the reflections in there and stuff, so the visor, nice white rings going around and everything. We have the collar going into the color piece of the yellow there, going into the black spandex outfit that goes from head to toe. I like the stripe across the chest with each of the colors of the different Rangers in there, so black, yellow, red, pink, and blue, with the white stripe continuing up there around the shoulders, white gloves, white belt with the M logo there for the Mega Rangers, holster there off the belt as well, and white boots on the feet. So again, pretty standard Power Ranger, and for his movements, it's going to be pretty standard. So the next three Ranger figures are all going to have the exact same movements, but his head can twist all the way around, and he can look down that far and up that far. Shoulders come up 90 degrees and have butterfly back and forth, and can twist all the way around. We have bicep twist that can twist around, double elbow joint that can bend up that far, and wrist twist around and flex back and forth. Ab crunch and twist in the midsection, go crunch forward, crunch back, so back and forth there, twist all the way around. And then we get the lower crunch as well, so you crunch even further forward and even further back, so really good there. Hips come up 90 out to the side that far, thigh twist all the way around, double knee joint that can bend up that far in the back, shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side. So again, we will see all those same movements in the next couple figures. And for his accessories, we get the unmasked head of Carlos Valerte, played by Roger Velasco, and I think it looks pretty good. I actually think two of the heads out of this set look really good and very close to the actors. You know, I usually complain about the heads, don't think they look very good. I think this actually does look like Carlos quite a bit. So nice looking face with his brown hair all slicked back into the ponytail, looks pretty awesome. And then he gets some extra hands, so we have like an open hand and a fist hand to go along with his two grip hands. And for those grip hands, we get the Astro Blaster, so the standard gun there for the In-Space Ranger, so it looks pretty awesome. But we'll go ahead and stick this into the holster, just slides right down in there. And the Black Ranger has his special In-Space weapon of the Lunar Lance, so the nice long staff here. So nice black handle with the silver detailings on it to the half moon design on the end of it to make it the Lunar Lance there, and that looks pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and put this in his hands. So there, I got the Lunar Lance in his hand, and that looks really cool there. So nice big long staff, and it has the Hasbro effect of this nice like swooshing thing. I don't really know what it's supposed to be exactly, but it's a nice long swoosh, and I had no idea when I first saw this how it went on there. But if you see, if I kind of unfold it here, it has two hole pieces there, so you just take and slide this on the end of the staff, so it just hooks on the end of the Lunar Lance like that. So again, it's supposed to be like a nice like swooshing motion, like he's doing an attack. But overall, that looks pretty cool there for the Black In-Space Ranger. And next up, we have the Lost Galaxy Blue Ranger, and he looks pretty awesome here. And again, another Ranger to add to our Lost Galaxy team, and he looks pretty awesome here in the blue. Again, the standard Lost Galaxy outfit, just in blue this time, but he does have the helmet there with the Gorilla Galactabeast design, so you can see like the gorilla head design there, ears there on the side as well. So has his visor in there though, and the mouthpiece. And going down, we have the blue collar around the neck, and then it transitions into the white with the what I call Charlie Brown zigzags there on his chest, and then the all blue design, so blue arms and blue going from there all the way down. And then we got the white gloves with the zigzags and white boots with the zigzags as well. White belt with the V on it with the sheath hanging off the side, and overall just looks pretty nice. Not too many like paint issues or anything going on with him. And again, the movements are going to be the same as the In-Space, so the head can twist all the way around. He can look that far down, that far up, shoulders up 90 degrees and butterfly joint, and can twist all the way around. We got bicep twist that can twist around, a double elbow joint that can bend up that far, wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. Ab crunch and twist in the midsection here, so crunch forward and backward, so there, and twist all the way around. And then we get the lower crunch, so you can crunch even further forward and even further back. Hips come up 90 degrees out to the side that far, thigh twist all the way around, a double knee joint that can bend up that far in the back, shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side. And for accessories, we get the unmasked head of Kai Chin, played by Archie Cow. This is the other one that looks pretty good. I think it looks very much like the actor, at least as close as it could be, so it looks pretty good overall. I even like how they got his black hair all poofed up and everything. Just looks very nice. He has additional hands, so he has two grip hands already, and he comes 3 to 1, and he comes with a fist wrist and a flat hand. And then we get some weapons. So first off, we have the folded Quasar Saber, or the clasp. And so it just looks like the standard Quasar Saber we've gotten before. And even a little hilt there, we do have the face of the gorilla. You can kind of see it there a little bit more. So with this, we can stick into the sheath and it kind of fits in perfectly. I like the way they design where it kind of like clicks right in there so it sticks. Now he also comes with the extended Quasar Saber. So if you want to give him the sword style instead, you can. So we'll slide this into his hand. And with the Quasar Saber, we also get this lightning effect. So this yellow lightning effect that you can just take and slide onto the Quasar Saber. But of course, I hate these sort of effects. They're just too big and bulky, so I'll take that off. But what's really cool about the Blue Ranger here is that we finally got the trans dagger. So what's really cool about this is I had this toy when I was a kid, so I played with it all the time. It was a nice little toy where you could just adjust the centerpiece here and it would transform into each of the Ranger's weapons. So for the Blue Ranger here, he has the Cosma Claw. So usually can shoot out stuff here from the front for some of the Rangers, but for him it's a claw, so you put his hand and it becomes a claw. So let's go ahead and stick this in his other hand. So I got the Blue Ranger with the claw in his hand, and that looks pretty awesome. So I wish the Red Ranger we've already got would have come with his trans dagger version as well, but unfortunately they didn't include it, but hopefully they'll throw it in another pack in the future. And finally, we have our SPD B Team Green Ranger. So we're getting pretty close to finishing off SPD, but the SPD Green Ranger is number 3 on the team, so he has the big 3 on his chest. And if we go to his helmet, we have the helmet design there with the 3 blacks on the top designating him as number 3, but overall his helmet's pretty much the same as the rest of the SPD Rangers, just obviously in green this time. Has the Space Patrol Delta badge there up on the top of his head and the red siren light design there on the side. White collar around the neck going down into the green spandex outfit. SPD logo on the chest, of course, transitioning over into the black on the arm here with that 3. So black going all the way down on this arm, but the green maintaining on the other arm. Again, with the Space Patrol Delta badge up on the shoulder. Going down, we have the belt with the buckle of the SPD, the 2 holsters on the side of it. On the back, we have the shrunk down Delta Morpher back there, and green continuing down the legs to the green boots. And it's going to have the same movements as the others, so the head can twist around, it can look down that far and up that far. Shoulders come up 90 degrees, have the butterfly joint, and can rotate all the way around. Bicep twist, a little bit of stiff elbow joint that can bend up that far. Wrist twist around and flex up and down. Ab crunch and twist in the middle here, so it can crunch back and forth there and twist all the way around. And then we have the lower crunch at the waist, so crunch that far forward, that far back, so really good. Hips come up just under 90 out to the side of the far. Thigh twist all the way around. Double knee joint that can bend up that far in the back. Shin twist at the top of the boot that can twist around, and the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side. And for his accessories, we get the unmasked head of Bridge Carson, and I don't really like the look of this face too much. Played by actor Matt Austin, and I don't think it really looks too good. Of course, it also doesn't help that it looks like there's some paint issues up there on the hair, but I don't think it looks too much like the actor, but it's not absolutely horrible. Still looks humanish at least. We have some additional hands, so he has 2 trigger finger hands on already. So we get a flat hand and a hand to hold the Delta Morpher. And speaking of, we also get the Delta Morph there, so SPD on the front with the red lights and everything. And again, this is supposed to attach around on the back of their belt there, but of course way too big, and then there's nowhere to attach it back there. And then we get the Delta Max Striker, so his gun weapon here, which of course is made of the knuckle and the blade itself. So the blades are supposed to be like baton sticks, and then we have the knuckle as well. So for the knuckle, it slides in through like the trigger, and then you can slide around to the front, so it kind of holds it stationary there. And with this side, I just kind of slide up through there and get those 2 pieces hooked around it there, so it kind of hangs down to the side. So again, this is supposed to turn into like the baton stick, so it extends out into the baton. But with these, you can combine them together to make into the Delta Blaster, so it turns it into his little blaster gun. But then it also comes with the extended version, which is what the Blue Ranger came with as well. And the Blue Ranger is supposed to be a sniper, so it makes more sense that it's this long version and has the butt to go into the shoulder. But for his gun, this is as far as it should go. But again, you can also turn it into the blaster by putting that attachment piece on there. But again, this should just actually turn into a long baton stick, but they kind of designed it differently. But let's go and just make it the blaster. And then also comes with the Hasbro effect that just slides onto the end of the blaster to make it look like it's actually shooting something. So let's go ahead and put this into his hand. And there I got the blaster in his hand with the little effect on it and everything. So that looks pretty cool overall for the SPD Green Ranger. And again, one step closer to finishing off SPD. So that finishes off our Power Rangers Lightning Collection Wave 9 set, where we got the Mighty Morphin Tanga Warrior, then Space Black Ranger, Lost Galaxy Blue Ranger, and SPD Green Ranger. So 4 more great looking figures to add to the Lightning Collection and onto the shelf with the rest of their teammates, so this will all look awesome. But let me know what you thought of these figures down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, please leave a thumbs up for me. And if you want to see more Power Rangers review, hit that subscribe button. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.